The beauty industry's crossover into the pharmaceutical realm, particularly through so-called cosmeceuticals, has created a booming market built on ambiguity, half-truths, and regulatory gray zones. At the heart of this phenomenon are anti-aging products that boast near-drug-like effects, promising to repair DNA, stimulate collagen, reverse cellular aging, or mimic retinoid therapy, often through the inclusion of peptides, antioxidants, or retinol derivatives. These claims are typically unregulated or only loosely monitored, allowing companies to market powerful-sounding benefits without providing drug-level evidence or undergoing rigorous safety or efficacy testing. The result is a multi-billion-dollar industry that sells hope in a jar, packaged with scientific jargon, backed by celebrity endorsements, and largely insulated from the kinds of scrutiny that apply to prescription medications. This is no small niche. The global anti-aging cosmetics market is worth over $60 billion annually and growing fast. Many of these products are not classified as drugs, meaning they're not required to prove effectiveness through clinical trials, nor are they held to the same standards of labeling or post-market surveillance. Yet their marketing often suggests the kind of biological action typically reserved for pharmaceuticals, altering gene expression, regenerating tissue, modulating cell signaling. These phrases are sprinkled liberally across packaging and advertisements, creating the impression of medical precision without the regulatory burden of actually being a medicine. The industry thrives on this ambiguity. Peptides, short chains of amino acids, are a prime example. Many skincare lines market them as collagen boosters or signal molecules that turn back the clock on skin aging. But while some peptides have theoretical or lab-based backing, most commercially available formulations either don't penetrate the skin deeply enough to affect dermal structures or are used at concentrations too low to produce meaningful results. Still, these ingredients are touted with clinical-sounding names like Matrixyl 3000 or Argiline, mimicking the branding of pharmaceutical compounds while avoiding regulation because they're technically cosmetics. Retinoids are another case in point. Prescription retinoids like tretinoin have well-documented benefits for acne and photoaging, but they are regulated drugs with potential side effects, including irritation, peeling, and sensitivity. Over-the-counter products containing retinol or its milder derivatives promise similar outcomes: smoother skin, fewer wrinkles, brighter tone, but the concentrations are lower, the data less consistent, and the claims often exaggerated. Companies walk a fine line, advertising results comparable to prescription products, while carefully avoiding language that would invite regulatory reclassification as a drug. The consumer is left to parse the difference between marketing gloss and medical reality, often assuming the product is more powerful than it is. This misleading messaging is not only tolerated, it's legally sanctioned by a regulatory framework that treats cosmetics and drugs as separate categories. In the US, for instance, the FDA defines a drug as a substance intended to diagnose, treat, or prevent disease or affect the structure or function of the body. Cosmetics, by contrast, are only supposed to cleanse or beautify. But if a skincare product claims to boost collagen production or repair sun damage, it arguably crosses into drug territory. Enforcement, however, is inconsistent. Companies often use functional claims that imply, rather than directly assert, a biological mechanism. As long as they don't explicitly mention disease or medical treatment, they usually evade regulatory action. And because these products aren't required to back up their claims with clinical trials, companies are free to cherry-pick data, use in-house, dermatologist-tested language, or rely on vague consumer self-report surveys. Ads may cite a 90% improvement in skin smoothness, without clarifying that the measurement was subjective or unblind. Before and after images are digitally enhanced or taken under different lighting conditions. The visual power of these tactics reinforces the illusion of effectiveness, even when the science behind the product is weak or non-existent. The profit motive here is obvious. Consumers are willing to pay a premium for anti-aging solutions that sound scientific but don't require a prescription. A $300 peptide cream doesn't need to work like Botox or a retinoid to sell, just to sound close enough. And the allure of looking younger, without undergoing medical treatment, is strong. For beauty companies, this is the ideal business model: drug-level hype, cosmetic-level regulation, and luxury-level margins. The risks are subtler than with traditional drug misinformation, but they are real. Consumers may waste thousands of dollars on products that offer minimal or temporary results. They may delay seeking evidence-based dermatological care for treatable skin conditions, thinking their high-end serum is a viable alternative. Worse, they may develop skin sensitivity, allergic reactions, or other side effects from ingredients that were never properly studied or whose interactions with other skincare compounds are poorly understood. And in a broader cultural sense, the cosmeceutical trend perpetuates an unattainable beauty standard based on manipulated science and consumer deception. What's particularly concerning is how this marketing strategy exploits the credibility of medical science to lend weight to products that operate outside its boundaries. Words like clinical, dermatologically formulated, and cellular regeneration are used as branding tools, not scientific descriptors. The authority of medicine is co-opted to sell products that medicine itself would not endorse under stricter scrutiny. Ultimately, the rise of drug-like cosmetic marketing reveals how industry can blur the lines between beauty and health in pursuit of profit. Anti-aging creams promise youthful skin, but what they really deliver is a business model that thrives on regulatory loopholes, scientific half-truths, and the powerful fear of aging. When consumers are sold the illusion of biomedical innovation wrapped in sleek packaging, the truth becomes just another casualty of the wellness economy.